Here we will talk about settings. Settings are very important to understand, and they're very simple. I mean, if you just start clicking on these buttons, you'll pretty much know what they are. General gives you, this is where you can change your blog title and your little catchphrase. Here you need to have your most commonly used email address, because when there's new comments on your website or whatever, your website will send you an email to this email address. So it's very important that you have it correct. Here we have your time zone, how you want your dates to be formatted, how you want your times to be formatted, and the week starts on Sunday, so that's pretty basic stuff. In writing, really the only thing you really should care about here is that here it says convert emoticons like smile and whatever that is to graphics on display. So that means that if someone's typing you a comment and they type that in there, which is common internet language for smiley face, it'll actually convert that into a little picture of a smiley face instead of using this if you have that checked. So you might not like that. You can uncheck that if you want. Here the default post category is the pastor's blog. If you'd like to change your default post category, just do that right here. Click the button and there is a list of all of the other categories you can choose from. So we're going to stick with pastor's blog. In reading, this is where you can select your home page. I suggest having your home page be your home page, but you can make any page your home page if you want. And that's pretty much the only thing really important here. In discussion, by default we are allowing people to post comments on articles. However, there are some other comment settings too. Anyone who wants to post a comment has to put in their name and email. You can uncheck that if you want, but I don't recommend doing that, because then they can pretty much say whatever they want and you have no way to get a hold of them. Another important thing down here is that comments should be displayed with the older comments at the top of each page. You can change that to newer if you'd like. I like to keep it where the older comments stay at the top of the page, because that way it works like a conversation. Someone will make a comment on your post, and then if you comment back to them, your comment will be underneath theirs, and that way it feels much more like a conversation in your comment box rather than just a list of random comments. So I like to have older up top. Currently, anytime someone posts on a comment, it will email you, and every time a comment is held for moderation, it will email you. And currently, before a comment appears on your website, the comment author must have a previously approved comment by you. Now that means that if I get on there one day and I write something nice and you approve it, I can then write the next day, and I could write something mean and it wouldn't warn you. It wouldn't make you approve it first. So if you're having trouble, you can uncheck that and check this. An administrator must always approve the comment before it's posted. So, but I recommend just forcing them to get approved once, and then after that they can converse freely on your website. You can make it so you can write some bad words here, or vulgar words right here, and it will make it so that if anyone ever has those vulgar words in their blog post, it will automatically be held for moderation by you before it shows up on your website. But really, if you're using these two functions up here, you don't need to do you don't need to do this list. Anytime you change anything on your settings, you need to hit the Save Changes button. Here on Media, you can change the default widths of large images and do some watermarks and stuff like that, but this really I don't recommend messing with. Here on your privacy, you can hide your website from the world if you'd like, but that doesn't really make any sense. So I recommend sticking to allowing the world to see it. And the rest of these options really aren't all that important in your settings. So the ones you're going to mess with most are general, writing, reading, discussion, media, and maybe privacy. That's a basic overview of your settings.